Welcome to this week's video blog. It'll be a slightly shorter blog this week, as I just want to re-emphasise and reiterate some of the messages that we sent out via email communication earlier in the week. Firstly, though, I'd like to pass on my deepest condolences to the family of Dr. El Hausch, who sadly passed away from Covid-19 earlier in the week. You may have heard Dr. El Hausch was one of our urgent care doctors working at our urgent care centre at the Royal Preston Hospital. And like Lindsay, was an unbelievably well-liked and well-respected colleague. People had nothing but praise and positive things to say about Sadek. And I know that he'll be deeply missed by everybody who he worked with here at GTD and also in other NHS organisations that he worked across the Northwest. We have another doctor who also works in our Preston and Chorley service, who's critically unwell at the moment. So our thoughts go out to him and his family at this really, really worrying time. And so all those cases are a terrible reminder of the devastating impact of the virus. So despite some of those awful, heartbreaking tragedies, I did want to share a little bit of positive news and assurance in regards to our measures that we're trying to take to protect staff as much as possible by enabling effective social distancing whilst at work, and also enabling people to work away from their place of work and at home. Holly Jones has been doing some analysis of our staff absence rates, and in March we had a staff absence rate related to coronavirus symptoms of 0.66%. That's risen slightly in April to just over 1%, but nevertheless quite a modest increase given the increase in prevalence of the virus across the population. And even more encouragingly, since the end of the first week in April, our absence rate from symptoms or confirmed positive cases of COVID has actually decreased in the past 2 weeks. So I think that's testament to the efforts and the vigilance that you're showing in protecting yourselves, keeping yourselves safe and complying with the government lockdown guidelines, and also hopefully provide some assurance that some of the decisions and some of the actions we're taking to try to protect you are effective. So secondly, just want to reiterate 2 points that were made in the email communication that was sent out regarding shifts. So obviously we've made plenty of progress enabling people to work away from the clinical hub, allowing them to be part of the operational rota, working from home, logging in remotely via the laptops that we've provided, or in some cases people's own devices. If that is the case, it's absolutely imperative that people are able to log in at the start of the shift and are available to undertake work for the duration of that shift. And the reason why it's so important is because despite the efforts that we've made to enable people to work remotely, we are still planning the rota in accordance with what we anticipate the demand to be to the service. So there have been a few instances recently where we've seen a build-up of patients queuing to be managed by the organisation, in part due to the inability to contact staff who we understood were working remotely. So if your circumstances have changed and you're unable to fulfil full shifts in accordance with the rota, will you please let us know? It's really important so we can reallocate those laptops and review the rotas to make sure that shifts can be filled by people who are able to fulfill the whole duration of them. And the second point in regards to working remotely is that we're really encouraging people to log in to Microsoft Teams at the start of their shift. We found that Teams is a really effective way of communicating with colleagues that you're working with at a given time. So it enables via audio or via video to raise queries, ask questions, to share advice and information, and for you to feel part of the team that you otherwise would have worked with had you been here at the Clinical Hub. We're asking the shift leads to do effectively a roll call at the start of each shift, because it's vital that they have full visibility before the shift starts of their available capacity and the available workforce that's there to manage patients throughout that 5 or 6 hour period. So please make yourself aware to the shift lead, so the shift lead can ensure that that shift runs as smoothly as possible. And lastly, for today's video blog, it's been announced that online appointment booking can now be done by staff personally for tests as part of the government's push to reach 100,000 tests by the end of April. So we're still learning about what the process is for staff to do that, and once we've understood that properly, we'll be sharing details to enable anybody who's concerned about their symptoms, who feels as though they would benefit from a test, to be able to do so. So that's it from this week. Yet again, and I make no apology for this, I want to thank everybody for all their work and effort. It really is humbling to work in an organisation at the moment. Everybody seems to be pulling their weight, everybody's supporting each other, and it's an incredible effort from everybody. So thank you again from me. Take care, look after yourselves, and look after your families.